All right, Miss Mary, I'm excited. I'm so excited to talk to you today because we're going to go over the exact process we did in order for us to enroll how many students on Saturday?
10.
10 new students, no trials, no discounted memberships. Membership stays exactly the same.
Yes,
And
sir.
we're going to kind of break down how exactly we did it. And for people who don't know, you and I are partners in a location. We have another partner too. So obviously a lot of people see me help other clients and other schools and other areas, but they don't always see like what I'm actually doing. So, and obviously you guys follow the process that I teach. So, we're going to talk about what that process looks like, and you can see how we use it. Like I use it for myself too, right? So, we're going to go through that today. So, tell us exactly like how this started. So, what type of school was this?
So it's a local Catholic school that our location, but not us personally, have worked with before. And we approached them to do a program. They were super excited and super receptive to the idea. And they had students from pre-K up till about fifth, sixth grade that we worked with. And we ended up dividing it because of, they're in different classes, obviously, into 3 sessions over 3 days.
Okay, awesome. So when you went to the school, obviously we had a relationship with them previously because you took over a location, right, for us. When I say location, you took over one of our karate schools, where the partners in the school moved on, and you took over. So they previously used the hacking script in order to get into this Catholic school. Or it was Christian school or Catholic school?
Catholic.
Catholic school. So they already had a relationship. So when you go back this year, it's not necessarily super difficult to get back in because you already have a great relationship with them because they use the hacking script and because we created a program that they like and want to have us back for, right?
Correct.
So, and this becomes a funnel of new students that comes into our school. So you went in there, you said, did you have to call or did you email?
We just showed up.
Just showed up. Okay, isn't that bold? Like kind of like cold calling, like door knocking?
What's the worst that could happen?
Yeah, okay, cool. So I think that's lovely to hear because a lot of the school owners I work with, they want to just email, they want to just call. And I'm like, listen, you're used to talking to people in person. Your best asset is you, not the perfect email. They're gonna craft this long email. I'm gonna sit there and explain how everything's gonna work. They're just gonna ignore it. Okay. You need to put
Exactly.
yourself forward. So what is it about being in person that you feel like worked?
So I think that even with schools with the best of intentions, like, oh, that sounds so great. They've got so much going on that I just felt like an email would be forgotten. And I think that people want to know who you are. Like we weren't just presenting ourselves as action karate. We were presenting ourselves as people, as, Miss Mary and Mr. Stefan, who, want to be a part of the community and work with our local schools and have a relationship with them.
So you position yourself as like, hey, I want to be part of community. I'm a teacher just like you guys, right? I'm not a business coming in trying to get business.
Correct. Correct.
Why do you think
We
that
had,
position?
and they were so, we had another school that we just worked with, and they were, well, what's the cost? Like they're so surprised that, we're offering this at no charge.
Yeah, a lot of places, a lot of school owners will try to charge for this stuff, but then they just put up their wall immediately, right? So tell me what actually happened. Like you show up to this school unannounced. What time of the day was it? What were you wearing? What actually happened?
So I was wearing something similar to what I have on now. It's sort of like a nice yoga sweatshirt and it has the little Action Karate logo and a nice pair of pants and I would say business casual.
So you didn't
Um
wear a gi. You didn't show up in
no.
no,
No,
okay.
sir. No, I wore something like business casual, like a teacher would wear. You would look at me walking down the street and go, "What's happening right there?" We Yeah, so we have kind of learned when the times are not to show up, and that's lunchtime and dismissal. So we did sort of do a little research before we popped over there, and we went at 10 o'clock in the morning.
10 a.m. Okay. Why? So you think that time, I guess, why do you think that time was effective?
Usually schools don't have a lot going on. It's not like they're scrambling to get everybody down to lunch. They're not scrambling for dismissal. They're just a little more receptive
Okay.
in our experience.
So tell me the play by play. You walked up to the door. Did you knock? Like, what did you say?
So they have new security, like they have a ring camera that doesn't really work. So I called someone at, yeah, well, I called and so they were turning over to new security. I called, someone answered. I just said, "Hi, I'm Mary from Extra Karate, just stopping by to talk to," and I had the principal's name, talking to Sister Danielle about, I forget what I said. I think about setting up a program. I might not, I think I just said, "I'm here to talk to Sister Danielle." And somebody came and let me in, and I was ushered into Sister Danielle's office. So nice to meet. We introduced ourselves since they knew our school, but they didn't know us. Introduced ourselves. She was, super receptive, and I explained what we were going to offer, like, we're doing this for you. And um yeah, we just started talking about dates and times. And to be honest, it was actually the first school we ever went to, and I was very nervous. And yeah, and I'm like scrolling through the calendar, like looking for dates, because we went in February, and she didn't have anything available until last week, which is fine. I just trying to get in there, and obviously we're trying to accommodate them as well. I literally, when we were back on the sidewalk, we were like high-fiving each other.
So you went in there, and when you talked to her, you use her name. Why not say like, "Oh, the principal," or "I want to talk to the guidance counselors"?
Because it just, I think when you use someone's name, they kind of assume that, oh, you already know us. Like, if you do a little homework there.
Yeah.
And people love hearing their name as well.
So you didn't even have an appointment.
No, sir. Just
Okay. Wow.
over
Cool.
the
So
car and said, let's do this.
yeah, great. Okay. So then and the other part that I liked is when you talked to her, you just assumed that she was going to set it up. You started going over dates and times. You didn't say, "Hey, do you want to do it? Or do
Right.
you want me to send you an email?" You just took out your calendar, and before you left, you had dates and times set up.
Yes, sir. I pulled out my phone, and we had it completely booked at that point at when we
Wow.
left.
Wow, that's great. Okay, cool. So then when you leave there, so by the way, for people who are listening again, just so you know, you're a new operator at this location, which is why this is the first time you're going to a school, right? Just took over a couple months ago. Now you're starting to do this part of it. So, okay, you leave there. What happens next?
So I sent her a confirmation email just to, solidify and confirm what we had talked about.
Like the dates, times, all that stuff.
Exactly, exactly. Because it was actually going to be a big group. So
How many kids?
in the end, one of the grades never ended up showing up because, and we're actually planning something with them, um, because they had a field trip and then the teacher forgot to bring them down, or some craziness like that. Um, we originally were asked for 130 waivers, but we ended up with about maybe 85 waivers. Um, and then, yeah, then we went from there. And there was one group that were doing also I set up private lessons with people who could not make it. I don't want to jump too far ahead. And then there was a bunch of first graders who had something that day, like they were all doing something together. So we're
Okay,
planning something with them as well. And I've already set up some private lessons for them.
cool. So tell me about this waiver thing. What is that?
So the waiver is basically, I have one right in front of me, and it just says, like, big news, Action Karate's coming. And it says at the top, fill out and return to us by a certain date. It says that we're coming to, and it says the name of the school. Action Karate is coming to, like, right now we have St. Malachy, and the dates. And it explains briefly about what we're doing. It says that it's 100% free. All we need to do is fill out the waiver. This is for the parents. Fill out the waiver, bring it back to the front desk by a certain date. So, and then it has the child's name, the parent's name, basically all the contact information you want, the email address, the phone number, how old the child is, so that you can reach back out to the parents. And we drop these off. I like to bring them over 3 weeks ahead of time and then pick them up the week before so I can start putting them in the system.
Okay, why not just do a digital waiver?
We could. Um, I guess I guess I wasn't sure how that would work with like getting it to the school and getting it to the parents. It's an extra, I don't know if it's an extra step for the school. Like we just bring these over. Here you go. Just put them in the folders.
Yeah, so you keep it very simple for them.
Try to keep it
Yeah.
simple.
And the reason why I asked that is because I mean that's how I train it, right? So it wasn't a trick question or anything. I think
No, I
well
know. And
no.
I'm sorry, I'm like a boomer. I like
Yeah.
paper.
Listen, in a perfect world, we do digital waivers, so we don't have to input any information, which is a giant pain. But we just find we get more waivers back when people can fill it out in a second with
Really?
paper and pen and hand it right back to their teacher.
How do you get that to them?
Yeah, exactly. Like if you did it a digital waiver, you would have
Right.
to have the school email it, and then they might not email it. It might end up in a spam
Correct.
box. This is like you show up with the waivers with a piece of paper, you hand it to them, they hand it to the parents when they go pick up their kids, they fill it out and hand it right back to the teacher or the guidance counselor, and you collect
Right.
it later. So super, super simple for them. The
Right.
more complicated it is for them, the less likely they're going to do it, right? So I'd rather do what's inconvenient for me to get more leads because I mean, you said 85 leads, right?
Correct.
I mean, in the past, I remember I used to run school programs without waivers, and I was lucky if I would get like 15 people to call, 20 people to call, or send us a text message, and that'd be 20 leads. You got 85.
That's a lot. That's a lot, actually. I think if
Yeah,
you're
that would be a
taking a
lot.
waiver.
Yeah, I'd be lucky if I got that. Like I've had
Hmm.
times where we get 3 people, right?
Hmm.
And I've taught hundreds of kids. So this is like many years of iterations to actually figure this out. So you got 85, and just like for reference, like if you bought these leads from Facebook, so you did like Facebook ads, it cost like for a good quality lead between 30 and $50. So let's just say it was $50, and if you add
Absolutely.
in the cost of a agency to run the lead, to run the ads, that's over 4 grand. So immediately you just got 4 grand worth of qualified, highly qualified, hot leads that live in your area and go to the school in your area, right?
Correct.
So even if you got nothing else out of it, you basically just got 4 grand for free.
Right.
They could remarket to over and over again. Okay, so you collected the waivers, and then by the way, if you want a copy of the waiver, you have to be a part of the Black Belt Business Program or W Your Dojo. And you can send me an email, Matthew@wyourdojo.com, or find me on Instagram at BlackBeltBrenner1. Send me a DM, and I'll show you how to get started. And you'll get the access to the script that she used, the waiver, the how to teach the class, what to say to each person, how to get them to come to school. Everything we're going to talk about today, you'll get access to. But let's just move on. So you get the waiver forms a couple weeks before, a week before. What happens next?
So I put them in a spreadsheet with first name, last name, phone number, and email address so that every day of the program I can email them. So when we go to the school each day, I bring a flyer for the parents of what we did that day. I also email it to them. And then there's a text that we send every day that talks about what we did, and as well as the white belt party we're going to have that weekend, and all using your script, of course.
Okay. All right. Cool. So this one we're doing, this school we're doing a 3-day program.
Yes, sir.
Cool. Great. Yahtzee, even better. Okay. So we do a 3-day program, um, and then you teach something new each day. And then what do you do on the weekend? What happens after that?
So on the weekend, we host what we call a white belt ceremony, which is like a pizza party. We invite the parents, we invite them to bring family and friends. And that's also in the, I'm sorry, I'm just plugging in so my laptop doesn't die. That's also in the text, you know, how not are you coming, but how many spots do you want to save, which is such great words. We have a pizza party, and basically the parents sit and watch, and we review everything that we have taught over the past 3 days. And the kids have just done it, so like it's fresh in their minds, and they're really good at remembering what we taught them. And then at the end, I don't know if you want me to get too far ahead of
Not
myself.
yet. Not yet. We'll get to that in a
Okay.
second. So you said they're really good at remembering. Why do you think? Well, tell me what do you mean by that and why that's
Well,
important?
because we just did the program that week, and we did like a little bit of like what we did yesterday, and then we do a little more each day, and it kind of builds on itself. Um, and we were only doing the white belt ceremony a couple of days later. The material is all fresh in their minds.
Okay, great. So the kids are actually learning the and getting good at what they're learning here, getting a lot of repetition. So by the time the parents see them, they're able to answer every question, know everything. So what do you think a parent thinks when they see that? Like you ask, let's say, what are the three ways we show focus or how to show confidence? And a kid is able to raise their hand and answer it. How do you think a parent reacts to that when they see that for the first time?
The parents love it because those are like what I call soft skills that really aren't taught in schools that help a child be successful in school. It's funny you mentioned that because one of the parents who came brought his other daughter, who was a second grader that we didn't see because it was like a big mess up with the second grade, was so impressed. He came for his younger daughter, was so impressed that he enrolled his second grader as well.
Cool. And she wasn't even part of the program, or she
He
was?
wasn't even part of the program.
So she's, yeah, very cool. You'll get a lot of residuals that way too. Okay, so you do the program, and then at the end, you offer what we call an irresistible offer, right?
Correct. We also like just to circle back a tiny bit, hype up the white belt ceremony to the kids themselves. There's going to be pizza. You're gonna earn your white belt, and they're like, "What?" So we hype it up to them as well. And I would get texts from parents responding like, "Oh, we're definitely coming. My son can't stop talking about it."
Cool. So you're constantly bringing up what's happening next, so that way they
Right.
get excited and bug their parents to actually show up, right?
Exactly.
Because you can do a great class at the school, but if they don't show up to your school, how do you actually get them to enroll,
Exactly.
right? So that's the second domino we talk about. We always talk about those three dominoes you need to fall, hack your way in to get accepted, get them to show up to your school, which is another hard part. And the third one is getting them to enroll in
Mhm.
mass enrollment opportunities. So you got to have all three. Sometimes one of them you're not as good at, and you get better at it over time. So we use as many of these little tiny strategies that all compound together to make it all work smoothly so you can just plug and play, right? And once again, if you're listening to this and you're like, hey, this is cool, I want to put all this stuff together. Obviously, here you're hearing like snippets, but if you want to put all the little sentences together to make a full chapter so you can plug and play and understand exactly how this works, start doing this for your school. Even if it's summertime, we do the same exact thing at summer camps. We do the same exact thing at daycares during the summertime. So you can have new students coming in, send me a message, send me an email, matthew@wdojo.com, or reach out to me any way you can, and we'll set up a call. It takes 10 minutes. We'll figure out if this can even help you based on your area. If it can, great. If not, that's okay too. But at least we can talk it out. So, okay. So then what happens next? You offer them an irresistible offer they can't refuse. We customize that based on um, like each school owner. Obviously, with our schools, like we know what we're going to offer for the most part, but another school might customize it. But the goal of that is to make it the most no-brainer decision ever for them to join. Okay. So I guess what is it, without giving away the whole irresistible offer and how we make it, what is it about the irresistible offer that you think is so appealing?
Say that last part again. What is it about the
What do you
irresistible
think?
offer?
Yeah, what do you think it is it about the irresistible offer that's so appealing that makes people, actually join that day?
I think it's the fact that there's really no risk involved and they feel like they can't pass up what we're giving them if they enroll that day.
How do we remove the risk? What do we do?
We offer a money back guarantee if the student attends twice a week for a month, and they feel like this isn't for us, well, it's not working for whatever reason, we will refund their money. So if we don't get any of the, oh, I have to go home and ask mom, or I have to, we have to go home and talk about it, there's really no risk.
That's awesome. So yeah, so we offer a guarantee so that way they don't even it becomes a no-brainer, right? So how often do people actually take advantage of that guarantee? Like I mean, I guess you haven't done too many of these, but
And
like
ask for their money back.
yeah.
It's never happened. And honestly, I will be honest, the first couple of times I had to say it, I was like, what? I'm giving them their money back, but now I'm like, yeah, sure.
Right.
Because we just know, yeah, we were pretty, confident that they're going to love it.
Yeah, confident in your product or stand behind it, right?
Exactly.
And we like to do an action-based guarantee where they have to come twice a week anyway. So it can't be like, oh, tomorrow, the next day they just say forget it. No, that's not how it works. They have to come twice a week for 30 days. And if they don't love it after twice a week for 30 days, we suck. And we
And
don't
we're doing something wrong. Exactly.
exactly. So I'd rather have that lesson than that money. So, okay, cool. And then what about people who, so that's how we get people to enroll right away that day. And obviously there's a lot of detail in it, how to get them to line up in a line, why we want a line, um, why they won't say, oh, wait, let me get back to you. Like, how do we avoid that, right? But like, okay, what about for people who can't show up that day, right? Because
So
there's
no, that's a
85
good
people,
question.
right? So 75 of them, oh, obviously not all the kids enrolled that day, right? We look to
Correct.
enroll between 30 and 40% of the people that show up. That's the KPI that we look for. So, okay, so let's say people who either don't show up or don't enroll. What happens with them? Do we just like push their leads into a folder somewhere and we ignore them, or what goes on?
So no, they all get a text, especially now some people didn't respond at all. Didn't text, didn't respond to the text or the email, didn't call. For the people who said, "Hey, we'd love to do it. We can't make it though. We already have plans." I immediately reached out to them and I scheduled a private lesson with them and they were super happy. The people who didn't attend or didn't enroll. The people who didn't enroll, I think the plan is to reach out to them again, just try to, see where they are with that. We haven't actually gotten that far. I apologize, but no, we obviously still have them in a spreadsheet, and we will reach out to them as well.
Okay, awesome. Um, and because you're gonna get a lot of residuals, right? So you set up appointments and people didn't show up. Obviously, some people are never gonna answer. That's gonna happen no matter what, right?
Right,
You never know when they're gonna decide to answer. But if you keep on following up with people, it might not have been the right time. Their birthday party that weekend, stressful week at work. They don't care about the kid doing martial arts. Their Catholic school. They just don't care, right? But we'll keep on inviting them to things, inviting them to special events we have at the school, themed weeks in the summer. Um, we'll invite them to anything that's going on at the school and all the time. And when it's the right timing, they'll reach out to us. So if they say, hey, stop bugging me, we'll stop bugging them. Right.
right. I've gotten enrollments from inviting people who couldn't come to whatever for any reason. We invite them to board breaking. And that's always a big draw. So we've gotten enrollments from that.
Very cool. So how does it make you feel as an instructor, right? So you just took over this location, how
Mm.
many months ago? Was it 5, 6 months ago? Something like that.
Months was just six
Uh,
months.
so 6 months, cool. And now you're running these school programs. How does it make you feel knowing that, hey, I can go to a school, I could collect a bunch of leads, and I can have enrollments this weekend? How does that make you feel as an
It's
instructor and a
just,
business owner?
it's just no words to describe it. It's just fantastic. And, every time we go to a school now, it just gets easier and easier. And some schools are like, you should just like not interested. And we're like, great, move on, go to the next school. And the next school is super happy. So
Cool. Well, thank you so much for coming on here. And if, once again, if you're listening and you want to set this up for your school, schedule a 10-minute call with me. It's free. We'll figure out if this can work for you. No pressure whatsoever. Just schedule a call with me. You can send me a DM on Instagram at blackbeltbrenner1, or you can email me, Matthew@wdojo.com, and just say, hey, can we set up a call? We'll chat. And you have to have at least 100 students, okay, for this sort of thing. If you have below 100 students, I have a different offer called Black Belt Business Academy, which is designed for school owners who have less than 100 students, do less than 10K a month in revenue. So designed to help you guys. That'll be better fit for you. So you can reach out to me if you have questions about that. I can help you. Thanks so much, Miss Mary. Good luck, and I'm looking forward to all the residuals you guys that we get
thank you, sir.
from the program. All right, see you guys.